I guess I wouldn't be a true Pennsylvanian if I didn't make a video on my take of the Philly cheesesteak. We live about an hour and a half from Philadelphia, so we go there often. We have eaten the Philly cheesesteaks at the famous Pat and Gino's, but we think you can get the best Philly cheesesteaks in the side street delis and markets. No offense, Pat and Gino. This is one of those meals where everybody has their own version, and I'm sure you've seen many recipes and videos on how to make Philly cheesesteaks. But come along and join me in my kitchen while I make my version of Philly cheesesteaks tonight. And welcome to Tess's Kitchen. Most people use a ribeye, and I agree, ribeyes have a whole lot more flavor. But ribeyes can be pricey, and a sirloin is much more within my price range. This is one frozen top sirloin steak. That's why it kind of looks a little funny, because it is partially frozen. I want to cut thin slices, and being partially frozen will make it much easier. You want to try and slice it as thin as you can, about like that. Now for a little bit of seasoning. I'm actually using something new. I'm going to use about a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of this Emeril's steak rub. A quarter teaspoon of ground black pepper, and 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Give it a good mix and set to the side while we prepare our vegetables. I'm using a green bell pepper and an onion. Some people use mushrooms. I do occasionally, but not tonight. You can find this recipe and more on my Facebook and Google Plus page. Remember to come give me a visit. I'm using my large cast iron skillet, and I'm putting about 2 tablespoons of oil on the bottom and adding my onions, peppers, salt, and some black pepper. Give it a good stir. Cook for about 3 or 4 minutes until they start to become tender. Push everything over to one side, add a little bit more oil, and then put your steak in. You can top it with the cheese of your liking. Pat and Gino's, they use Cheese Whiz. I just can't bring myself to use Cheese Whiz. So I'm using a combination of provolone and mozzarella. I've seen people use like Swiss and cheddar. I'm going to show you this cheese. I thought it'd be interesting. It's a horseradish flavored cheese. The last time that we were at Pat and Gino's, if I remember correctly, they had a sauce with horseradish in it. So I thought it'd be interesting to put the horseradish cheese on top of the cheesesteak. I'm not going to use this cheese tonight, but I am going to freeze it and try that a little later. You want to brown your steak, and it's going to take about 4 to 5 minutes. Then when the beef is just about done, you want to start stirring everything together, the onions, the peppers, and the steak all together, and fuse all those flavors. It smells great. Once it's done, turn off your heat, and the fun begins. We're ready to put the sandwiches together. And the rolls. And I have to agree, it is a very important part of the Philly cheesesteak. You don't want something soft like a hamburger bun or a hoagie roll. You want something that's going to be substantial and hold all that steak and absorb all the juices. I also like something a little crusty with a little crunch factor. I got these loaves at the market today. They're just the right size and the right texture. They kind of resemble a ciabatta roll. We'll give them a try. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees. I'm going to layer in a nice healthy portion of the steak, onions, and peppers, and let all those juices soak through the bun. And I'm going to put my mozzarella on top, and then my provolone. I'm baking these at 400 degrees for about 5 minutes, or just until the cheese melts and gets all bubbly. I got 3 nice cheesesteaks out of the ingredients that I had. And here they are, fresh out of the oven, and they look awesome. I am so ready to eat. Here, I'll slice one in half for you so you get to see what the inside looks like. The flavors are good, the meat is tender, and all that cheesy goodness. And I think the rolls were a good match. They really have a nice crunch to the outside, and really held up well with all that steak and juice. So here was another video on Philly cheesesteaks. I hope you make them, love them, and enjoy. Please remember to hit the like button and subscribe for future recipe videos from Tess's Kitchen. You can also find me on Google+, Facebook, and Pinterest. Come visit again and enjoy.